Good afternoon, fans from around the world. My name is Afolabi once again, and this is Ginodo Talks Football 2.0. And with me this afternoon is Boy Sean, Abiodun Manjoko, Mustafa Ginodo, and Warifa Marcos. Mustafa Ginodo, you can take it up from here.
Okay, welcome everybody. I know this is a Germany show, and I'm wearing France's colors because France shall win this competition by God's grace. And we have to remember, France is the first African team to win a World Cup, if you know what I mean. Dembele, Mbappe, even Zidane, even what's the other guy who was the number one player in the world 2 years ago? Benzema, Morocco. We are so proud of Africa. Okay, welcome. We're welcoming Boy Sean. I think I got the right order. It's not Sean Boy, it's Boy Sean. Boy Sean, welcome to Ginodo Talks Football 2.0. And I'm saying it's 2.0 because Boy Sean is going to be the producer of our show and the DJ and the master of ceremonies. Now, he's not a super fan of football, but he's a super fan of Nigeria. And our show comes out of Nigeria, and we love Nigeria, and we love the youth. And he's a very talented musician. Falabi, you've heard some of his beats and stuff that we put on TV.
Sure.
So we want to welcome you to our thank you to our family. I want to say that we love you and we love Nigeria. Welcome. So I want to ask you very quickly today you're not going to talk too much about football, but for 1 minute now, tell us about your vision with music and what your ideology with music is and what things interest you in Nigeria and how you want to move forward with our country.
Thank you for the opportunity. My ideologies for music is just a form of expressions to communicate, translating ideas to to suit the emotions, because by definition they say music is a pleasant sound that is pleasant to the ear. So basically any sound that is interesting to me is music. And for my prospects for African music is trying to make we take the music to a larger audience, make the sound reachable to as much persons we can get the music across to, let everybody feel the Afrobeat, because presently in the world now we're having the Afrobeats.
We're having more of beating.
The front runner.
Yeah, it's coming up, and the music has changed.
So
you listen to. Sorry, go ahead. I always cut in front of people, but you can go ahead. Yeah, Afrobeats, continue. Yeah.
So Afrobeat actually is the front runner presently in music, and it's actually an interesting genre of music. When you come to look at it from a prospect of the African side, the spirituality of music, if I might use that word. So it's just a form of communicating to people, and Afrobeat has been doing wonders. So I want to use that channel to convey my my stuffs to the world and let them enjoy.
And that's one of the reasons we brought you onto our show, because Ginodo Talks Football. We have different football shows, but this show is a celebration of Nigerian culture, and we want Nigerian fans to like and subscribe to our show, especially the younger kids who like Afrobeat. And I want to say something. Chris Brown, even the rapper Don Toliver, they're starting to use Afrobeats in their rhythms. In America now, hip hop sounds like Afrobeat, because that's what we've brought back to hip hop. And we want to thank you. And also, we're waiting for a pleasant supply, because within a week or two, you're going to do the introduction song to our show, and it's going to be Afrobeat. Now, our show is Ginodo Talks Football 2.0, but my name won't be mentioned there because I am nobody. But we are everybody. We are everybody. So very quickly, I know you don't like football, but we're going to put you on the spot. If you had to choose one team from Europe that you want to win the European Championships, who would it be? Anything. It doesn't even mean you need to know about football. What team would you choose?
Okay, I'll choose a Manchester United.
So England, So Manchester United is the English league, but so what that means is most likely you would like to see England leave. And everybody knows Manchester United. Too many people like them in Nigeria. I don't know. Is it? I feel like tell us which one is more popular: Manchester United, Chelsea, or Arsenal in Nigeria?
It's Chelsea. The Chelsea fans are.
Chelsea is the new one, but I think Manchester is more.
We have one of them this afternoon.
So thank you. So, Boy Sean, you're welcome. Sit back, relax, and watch what we're doing, because he's going to be the producer for our show. Moving on. Now we're going to get to the real stuff. I'm wearing French clothes, so I hope the Germans don't kill me. Today we're talking about Germany squad. So we're going to start off with Biodun, who's our whiz kid from memory. Biodun, can you tell us about Germany's defense that they've lined up. I think it's very good because I think they have the best defensive player in the world, Rudiger. Maybe I'm wrong. Can you speak, Bjorn? Yeah.
Bjorn's mic is on mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Yes. Yes. The Führer can hear you. Speak for Germany now. So Bjorn, give us a breakdown of Germany's defense and what you think. I think Rudiger is a very important. And who's the other guy? Ratzenberger? Or what's his other guy's name? No, Kimmich. Yeah. Who is Ratzenberger? Who does Ratzenberger play for? Why did I say that? Kimmich and Rudiger, I think, are very important. Can you speak to that? And would you agree? Maybe I'm wrong. Do you think this guy is the best defensive player in the world, Rudiger? And also, let's continue with you, Bjorn. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, guys, and great to be on the show again once again. I think if you look at the German squad, from the defensive component, they are going into the championship, the tournament with 9 defenders, a couple of fullbacks, and a great number of center backs. But like you said, they are coming into the tournament without one of their most experienced center backs, Mats Hummels, who was not picked for the tournament. He's age 35, and maybe what the Germans are looking forward is to start building the ability and the tournament presence of their young defenders ahead of future tournaments. So maybe that's why you see the likes of Mats Hummels not making this squad.
Yeah.
But like you said, Antonio Rudiger, one of their most experienced center backs, is age 29 to 30 years of age, and Joshua Kimmich of Bayern Munich, also one of their second most experienced players. Those 2 players are the most experienced players in the defensive team, and I think they will definitely be the ones to hold the German defense line. I think there's a couple of also some good defenders that played exceptionally this season from Bayer Leverkusen. Jonathan Tah, the captain of the Bundesliga champion, he also made the squad. There's also some quality players there like Robin Koch of Eintracht Frankfurt, and as well as Maximilian Metstad of Stuttgart.
Can I ask you a question very quickly? Can I ask you a question? Adeyemi is a defensive player, but he's very offensive, and he might be lacking in defensive quality. Do you think that might be one reason he's not on this team because they want to be more conservative with their defensive players, or do you think it's an oversight? Yeah.
I was quite astonished that Karim Adeyemi, the Dortmund winger, did not make the squad, and maybe the manager knows why or what options or what criteria he's looking for. But I think he's a very hard worker. He's a very strong young lad that can cover. Yes, he's a very attacking player, but definitely he does his job in terms of providing cover to the fullback in terms of shadow marking and being there. So it's quite disappointing that the young Nigerian German did not make the squad, but I think for me that is a blessing because he should come to the Super Eagles going forward.
Yeah, and I also think that he's one of the most versatile players that we saw in the Champions League because he's a fullback, but he's taken down. Chouamani suffered against not Chouamani. Who's the guy from France? The one who from Morocco. He made that guy look very simple when they played each other.
Hakimi.
So my point,
Hakimi.
He dominated Hakimi, and on both sides of the pitch, he was doing well. He was doing well as a winger. He's not a winger, but he was functioning like a winger. And at the back, he was able to go.
Winger.
Yeah, he's a wing. Oh, I keep forgetting. He's not a defensive player. I don't know why. You know what I think? I'm thinking more of this guy who plays for Bayern Munich, Davies. Davies is a fullback, but he also
Davies.
But Davies plays like a winger. But either way, so the thing about Adeyemi is that he's a winger, but also he can play like a fullback. He can go in the other direction too. So that's the mistake that I made. And thank you, Bjorn, because I keep making that mistake. So last question, Noura is the goalkeeper. And I'm wondering why Noura's market value is less than the other goalkeepers, because they show a market value. Is it because he's older and he doesn't have any more years left? But for this year, he's the best. Yeah, for Germany. Yeah.
I think for Manuel Neuer, he's the captain of the German squad going to the tournament. He has been captain for quite a number of years and one of the most capped players in the German squad. I think for Neuer, yes, age has caught up to him, and market value definitely will shrink. He's in his late mid-30s, I think around 35, 36. So
because we have Baumann and Stegen. I'm just studying my notes. We did our research.
Alex Nibel.
Go ahead. Yeah. But I think Neuer is still the best. Yeah. And even Rudiger's value is down. He's not the most valuable defender on Germany as far as money. But I think right now he's a leader of the team. Continue, Bjorn.
Yeah, so to be fair, I think Manuel Neuer had been injured in the beginning of the season when he had that skin accident. To me, I feel they're just going to Neuer is just going to captain this side, play the games because he's the captain of the side. I think Ter Stegen should get the nod ahead of him in terms of form and performance because Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has been phenomenal for Barcelona this season.
But here's my thing: if you're a goalkeeper, that's the last line of. But my thing is that if you're the goalkeeper, that's a crucial position. Do you think that it might be a little bit too sentimental to have him on the pitch if he's not the best goalkeeper? Even though we have to honor him, we need to have the best goalkeeper, or Germany needs to have the best goalkeeper they can have. What do you think about that? Yeah, regardless of who.
I think you could see the error that Manuel Neuer made in the Champions League semi-final. You see that he's kind of dipping in terms of performances, but over the years, Manuel Neuer is a top quality goalkeeper.
And we have to say, I've known Neuer, but I can't even remember when I knew him. He's the only face I recognize in Germany goalkeepers, and we want to give honor to him. So thank you, Bidun. We're going to come back to you, Bidun, later on to talk about their attack. We're going to go to this is terrible. We're going to Warif. So Warif, how are things in Port Harcourt? Yeah.
Port Harcourt is fine. It's just a political game.
I was going to say, you guys, your political leaders don't want to step down, but that's a story for tomorrow. Okay, very quickly, where do you see Germany's strengths? I wanted to ask you what you think about Germany's attack force. So they have the guy who plays for Arsenal, your favorite. What's his name again? Havertz. So what do you think about Havertz? Is Havertz their pure strike? No, they have the other guy, Havertz, and who's the old guy from Germany? Müller. Is it Müller? So talk about those two and what you think about that. And then we'll go to Afolabi to talk about the midfield. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
For Kai Havertz, Kai Havertz is not that kind of striker that can hold the ball and dribble and move. He's good in when the ball is on motion. He has the pace to run with the ball or tapping. That's the kind of striker he is. He's just like this guy in Man City. But the difference between himself and what's the guy now from Man City is that he's more physical than Kai Havertz. If they have a good midfield that can distribute, that can supply him the ball, just like Rashidi Yekini of blessed memory, I believe he will do well. So the coach,
Yekini was an assassin. That's the purest striker.
Kai Havertz to deliver in this Euro 24, the midfield has to be very good. If not, if the midfield is not working well, it's hard for Kai Havertz to come into the midfield because he is not physical and is not that skillful in the midfield. That's what killed Arsenal against Aston Villa.
Thank you, Warif. And our midfield specialist who knows about midfields, Afolabi. I think Afolabi can answer us. Germany's midfield is unbelievable. Afolabi, break down Germany's midfield. Yeah.
Okay, basically, the most important thing I would like to say of note is that Julian Nagelsmann has been able
Who's that Julian?
Who's that?
Oh, I think Waters is around.
Who?
My bad. I'm late.
Salim.
I'm a bit late.
Salim.
Oh, Salim, don't worry about it. Welcome. Just flow with us. So we're listening to Afolabi right now. Go ahead, Afolabi. Yeah.
Okay, so like I was saying, Julian Nagelsmann has been able to convince Toni Kroos to join the German midfield in spite of his age, and I think it will bring a lot of quality.
And this is Kroos' last thing. He's going to retire after this.
And this is his last tournament. Kroos is very technical. He's a very technical player. And I don't think they have anyone who has his kind of skill set. So
what about Gundogan?
Gundogan is more of a midfield sitter. He's not quite a passer of quality.
Kroos is the passer, the best passer on the team.
Toni Kroos can play passes from 20-25 yards with unerring accuracy. You could see that for Real Madrid, and is currently on form. So that is one area that I feel Germany really needs to perform well.
And let's not forget they have Musiala, who is also. Yes. How would you describe Musiala? I think of him as being kind of like Bellingham. He has a hybrid set of skills. He can hold the ball, he can play defensively, but he can also go forward. What do you think about that? Yeah.
Yes, he's a brilliant dribbler. On a 1v1 situation, he can take out anybody and he's quick with the ball. And he's also very flexible. He can play anywhere in the front areas of the midfield / attack. He's very, very quick on the ball and he's a very good dribbler of the ball. He's very, very tough.
Yeah, and let's not forget, they also have Sané. Now, Sané is a midfielder, but Sané is sort of like, I created a new word. He's wingish too. He's kind of like Foden. He can also kind of go on the wings too. What do you think?
He's more of a wide player. Sané is more
he's a wide player. So I think that their midfield is very good, to be honest with you. Very good. It reminds me like what you said. Afolabi said that Real Madrid with their midfield. Anybody that has a deficiency, it doesn't matter. They have a complete midfield. They have Cruz, who's the playmaker. They have Bellingham, who can be a playmaker or who can be a destroyer or can hold the ball. Then who else was on their midfield again? For Real Madrid. Who are the other two again for Real Madrid?
Fellaini and Camavinga.
Yeah, and Camavinga is sort of like Camavinga is like a defensive player, but he can also play midfield. Yes. Yeah, and I think Germany has some of those same skills. Man, we have a great team. We have a great team. You guys could, yeah. No, we're just talking about in general. Real Madrid's midfield resembles Germany's midfield, in which they have everything covered. So now Salim is here. Any thoughts on the midfield play, or even if you don't want to talk about the midfield, Salim, anything to note about Germany's squad that you think are good or bad or make a significant difference? And also, welcome to Mpumalanga, South Africa. We have Salim here, who's a political mind and a football mind also. Welcome to Junado Talks Football 2.0. Okay.
Thank you very much. Much. I think I'll talk on Havertz being I think he's going to be playing in the middle field the Euro 2024.
Yeah.
I think they switched him from not playing striker. He's going to play middle field now.
Oh wow, yeah. So he may play a midfield, but more of an attacking.
Yeah.
Positioning.
I think he's mostly going to assist Füllkrug, maybe between Füllkrug and Gundogan, because Gundogan is going to be in the middle field too. So I think it's packed. It's packed.
In fact, it's crowded because where is Musiala going to go? So I'm going to ask Bjorn, where do you think they're going to position Musiala on that team? Because their midfield is crowded. Thank you, Salim. We'll get back to you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bjorn.
Is Bjorn with us? Yeah.
Hello, Bjorn.
He may have gone down. So, Afolabi, where do you think Musiala will fit? I think Musiala is going to be the bridge between the attack and the midfield.
Exactly.
But what do you think?
That's exactly what I wanted to say, because you need.
I'm learning.
You need someone with.
Because if Afolabi agrees, it means I'm right. Go continue. Yeah.
You need someone with a bit of guile, someone who can take on players,
and that's sort of like Bellingham. Sort of like
Bellingham. So Musiala could come in there. But like you rightly mentioned, you need a midfield that is balanced. You need someone that is a hatchet man that can break the midfield lines, defend. You need someone who can pass at very long range, and then you need someone that can progress the ball. So once they can get that balance right in the midfield, then they should make progress. But I fear for Julian Nagelsmann is under tremendous pressure. Germany's recent results in tournaments have been very poor. And, the guy he took over from Hansi Flick didn't have a very good period. It's a tall order.
But from what I've seen, Germany is a family. Like, remember when they had Beckenbauer as their coach? What I mean is that everybody comes together. There's coordination between the league and the national team and everything. And I think that, like, the guy they had before, who was the coach for Germany that won the World Cup? The young
Joachim Löw.
Fine boy, nice suits. They use young men. And I think that Germany, they don't choose the best tacticians for their managers, but they already have tacticians and people who are in the background. They need someone who's young and patient. And I see him as another Lou. He's a young boy, fine boy, blah, blah, blah. But it seems like Germany is a corporation and no one person is the ruler of that thing. You have to answer to their FA. Nigeria doesn't have an FA. Germany has a very good FA, and I think they're coordinated with their league and everything. Because as far as I'm concerned, Germany is the most improved league in football now. They have Leverkusen, they've got Jude Mann, and they've got Bayern Munich, and all three teams are doing very well. They did well in Champions League. So I think Germany has their act together, and I think that if they don't do well, it's not going to be their manager's fault. What do you think, Afolabi?
Yes, I agree with you, but still, Germany has a proud record in football. The World Cups they've won, the European Championships. Now, they're experiencing a dip. And Julian Nagelsmann is a young manager. I don't think he's 40 yet. So he's going to have to prove himself. And if you look at their recent results, it hasn't been particularly encouraging. Out of 4 games, he has won 2, drawn 1, and lost 1. So
that means he's having problems, because that means that Because if we look at it analytically, Germany should come top 3 and they should make it to the semifinals or win. They have the personnel. So if they're not doing well in international competitions, there's a problem. And like we said,
Yes.
the CEO
Remember the last
is there.
tournament, they didn't even get out of the group stages. So they have to.
But he wasn't their manager that time. He wasn't their manager that time.
He wasn't. But he needs to.
And also during that time, the German league, they had Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich was doing well, and Borussia Dortmund was doing well. But Germany has regrouped, and they've gotten rid of a lot of their old players like Ozil and all those guys. They still have Müller. I think he's too old, and that's where I'm going to pivot now. So Müller is a striker. What do you think, Warif? I think Müller will be their number 9, or is Havertz going to be their number 9? Germany they're crowded in attack also. What do you think, Warif? Yeah.
If I'm the coach of the German national team, I wouldn't pick Müller. I would have looked for a younger striker that is more energetic.
Because Havertz is a false 9. Go ahead, continue. Yeah.
When they brought in Müller, I didn't see much of Müller in the the match. So using Müller is like taking the slot of somebody else, or maybe they just brought him because he's experienced.
Yeah, can I say one thing? I don't mean to cut in front of you. They may use Müller the way that France uses Giroud. Giroud is not that great, but he's able to center himself. And if you have good wingers and people, all you have to do is give the ball to him and he'll tap it in. And I think Müller is still good at tapping in. What do you think, Warif? Yeah.
Yeah, you are very correct, because he has the experience. He might not have the energy because of his age, but because of the experience, he might know how to position himself just to tap in the ball, and because he has the height in terms of free set piece or corner kick. I believe the coach knows better. But if I'm the coach, I wouldn't have picked him out.
But what I think is, I think that what we will see is that in this tournament, Müller will be subbing or playing only half of the game, and they'll put him in strategical situations, maybe late in the game where his experience helps. What do you think, Salim? Yeah.
I think having the likes of Kimmich also at the back. Let's not forget Kimmich is actually basically a middle fielder, but he's good at the back. In other words, he's good at passing. You have Rudiger. So I would say when talking on Müller would bring more of that, as Warif said, experience to the game.
And also team leader and morale. Continue. Yeah.
Exactly. The big games, maybe the one that maybe against France, it's a big game, in other words, because I think they're going to play France first, right? So
are they in the same group as France? I'm not sure.
Probably.
Does anybody know? Yeah, I don't know. We have to do our research. But either way, we can speak hypothetically about that. Continue. Yeah.
You maybe playing against teams like France, you'd need a player with experience, morale, and one who's actually disciplined at the same time indisciplined, because he's mostly the most vocal player on the pitch. So So I would say taking Müller is just basically just bringing that morale. We won the 20.
I think so. But also if they make it to the final rounds and stuff, they can bring him in when other people are tired and put him in. And like I said, exploit the wings, which is why I think they should have brought Adeyemi here. So we're running out of time. We want to get back to our friend Boyshan. How's everything in Lagos, Boyshan? Is he here?
No, I think he's
His mic.
It's fine. I was going to help him. So let's go to Arif.
So Germany is in Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland too.
Oh yeah, so they're not playing France, but they could meet teams like France and Co later on. And I think that maybe it was good for them to put Müller on the team I think Germany has the problem of too many choices, and I still think Adeyemi should have been on their team. What do you think, Warif? Yeah.
Yes, like when I watched him in the Champions League, I was so impressed with him. He's a utility player. He's a wide player.
Yes, that's the right word. Yeah.
I believe I don't want to believe that Germany will regret not picking Adeyemi, because the guy is good. When you have a wide player, it will be hard for the defenders to push you back. When you have someone like Adeyemi will now push the defenders back of the opponent.
And he stretches the field. He stretches the field and opens up more space. Yeah.
Maybe the person they use in replacing is better than him. Well, let's watch and see.
We'll see. So we're going to end close because we're all hardworking people. But is Biodun still here? Yeah, he's out, right?
Still here, yes.
Oh, yes, Biodun, give us your thoughts from what we've been talking about, the attack with Müller and especially with Havertz. What do you think is going to happen? I think that Mueller and Havertz will be interchangeable, and they'll sub them in and out, and they'll change their positioning and everything. What do you see happening? And football has changed from game to game. You change your formation and your personnel, which is what Manchester City does. Bidun, your thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, I think for Bayern, I think it's clear that Havertz is one of the most capped players in the team, and I think it's just the Germans are just going to keep it simple and play the normal conventional way. But I think on the wings, they're up front there. I think they're going to go with Havertz or Fulkenberg. That would be my calling, because of that experience in terms of what they.
So you think Fulkenberg may be the number 9? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. Fulkenberg will likely be the number 9, or Havertz. Either of them will be number 9.
And then so you think Mueller will be on the bench, right? Which is okay. Kind of like
Mueller would definitely start. Mueller he would play definitely behind either of the striker.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting because Mueller is more of a pure striker, but because he's older, so they're going to have a false 9 up front and a true 9 moving back. That's interesting. It's very innovative. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Can you elaborate, Bjorn?
Yeah. So most likely in every tournament, Germany tends to play Mueller behind the striker. But if you look at offensively, they want to play traditional winger and play a 10. The problem with having Mueller now is because when you have the likes of Jamal Musiala and Florent Wirtz playing the number 10 position,
so there's too much crowding. There's too much crowding in Germany.
There's too many players that can play that number 10 position. Havertz can play that position too. So that means definitely Mueller is definitely going to play either up front or he's going to play on either side of the wing. And looking at why they picked Leroy Sané to stretch the defense, I think Mueller would be more of the winger that drifts inside the center forward and play more like supporting striker in the formation. Or in the
Bjorn, what you've just done is that Germany has an interesting problem that we wish we had. Too many people that are good at too many things. And now you have to figure out how to incorporate them. But if you have a brilliant manager, it can work out. What do you think, Bjorn? Yeah.
Exactly. And I think if you look at the German squad, they are spoiled for so many options. How can you be a team and you have Florent Wirtz and Jamal Musiala all in one team?
Yeah,
it's
like me going to a Yoruba wedding party and there's there's pounded yam, there's a goosey, there's roundabout. I can't eat everything. So, thank you. So sorry, Bjorn, this is United Football, so I have to be funny. So we're gonna go around the block. So we're gonna start by making our predictions for Germany. I predict that Germany will make it to the semifinals and maybe to the finals. That's all I'll say. Okay, what do you think, Warif? Yeah.
I was just going through the table and I discovered that Belgium, they also qualified. And the midfield master, Kevin De Bruyne, is there. We have some other
Belgium.
Yeah. So this Euro 2024 is going to be like a mini World Cup without
World Cup, because Europe is now dominating football. They make it to the semifinals. It was only Argentina that made it to the semifinals. Other teams are Europe. This is just as good as the World Cup, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, but continue, Arif. Yeah.
I'll make my prediction from any of these teams can win it for me. That's Germany, France, or England, and not cutting out Belgium also.
Yeah, those are the 3. That's the 3. So, Salim, how do you see Germany coming? And tell us what you think your top 3 or 4 will be. Yeah.
Germany, I would say Germany will go through the last 16, if I'm correct. But one thing I know for sure is looking at the Portugal squad. Actually, like I would say they're the underdogs now. They may
be the dark horse.
God bless you, Salim. You stole my point.
Oh yeah, Salim. You know what it is? All of us are brilliant. We think alike. Salim, you just took Biodun's words out of his mouth. Man, we got to get you out of here. Okay, continue, Salim. Thank you, Biodun, for that point too, because you're showing so much respect to our young kid. This kid is young and he knows his football. So continue, Salim. Yeah. Is Salim out?
Oh,
no problem. So, Biodun, you go now. Give us your thoughts. Continue what Salim said, and where you think Germany will finish, and in general, what you think is going to happen in this tournament. Yeah,
I think the tournament is going to be quite interesting. Like Salim rightly pointed, I wanted to say many people are underestimating the Portuguese national team. If you look at that Portuguese squad, it is a completely balanced squad. They have fantastic players from Bernardo Silva to Bruno Fernandes. They are complete in every component. they have experience. Pepe, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Sorry, Bino, can I interrupt you 1 minute? That means that there's going to be less work for Ronaldo to do, and he can play the wing. He can play the wing perfectly because he doesn't have to do work rate. Continue, Bino.
So they have the likes of Gonzalo Ramos from PSG. They have Vitinha. That's Portuguese squad there, and they have Roberto Martinez, a man that has actually underachieved and wants to deliver for the first time. So I think I'm tipping Portugal to go to the semi-final of the Euros. But
and can I say one thing? If Greece can beat Portugal in Euro back in the day when Portugal was very good, Portugal can do the same thing now to the other teams. Continue. Yeah.
So many people are actually not seeing Portugal as a threat, but they are one of the biggest threats coming to the tournament. But for the
thank
Germans,
you for that. Yeah, and you're right. So I'm going to go to Arif, then to Afolabi. Arif, picking up from Portugal.
Do you as well?
Oh, good. Doesn't matter. So we're left to just the three of us, the three wise men. Okay, so Afolabi, end with us now on what, and I think what Biodun said, and what, and we want to thank Sarleen for bringing up that point, for talking about Portugal. This is Janado Talks Football 2.0, but as you can see, we're a family and we're coming up with some good ideas which are counterintuitive. Continue, Afolabi, take us out.
Yes, basically, I just want to quickly talk about the Mulla. I think Mulla was brought in more or less as a squad player. When you have experienced players in a team and you're going to a big tournament, it influences the younger ones to have the right mental psyche going into the tournament. Because I think, I don't know, depending on what Nagelsmann decides to do, one of the reasons why the Bayern hierarchy had issues with him was because he was not playing the older players. And Muller was one of them when he was coach of Bayern Munich. So I'd like to see what his team looks like if there'll be Muller in it. And then secondly, I tip Germany to make it to the last four.
I think the last four and maybe finals, but we can't say finals.
And maybe the finals.
But me, I'm tipping Germany to win.
Yeah, no, I think they can win. I just don't want to commit to saying so because you still have France and England.
Germany, if we follow the trajectory of tournaments, the hosts always win the tournament. So,
and not only that, personally, I think, like you said, Bjorn, with Portugal, I think France has a lot of problems right now. They don't have a secure midfield. They've lost Pogba, and that's a big loss. And Kante is old.
They've lost their goalkeeper, Mike Mignon. He broke his finger.
But I think France has. They still have Camavinga and Tchouaméni.
But I think in goal, it's quite important in goal because France have lost Mike Mignon, so he's battling to get fit for the tournament.
I think Germany has a better.
10 seconds. We have just 10 seconds.
Okay, I think France has a lot of talent, but I think right now Germany has a balanced squad and Portugal has a balanced squad. Let's let Bjorn talk until we end. Yeah, very quickly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, share. And this is Janado Talks Football 2.0. Thank you and see you on next week. Cheers.